everyone, this is Dr. Schroeder with this week's video introduction to your first week in class and your first week in the program. This is RNRS 272, Concepts of Professional Nursing. This course is designed to be a foundational course for you. This course will provide you with some knowledge and with some skills that you're going to be able to use throughout the entire program. And it's geared to help kind of ease you into this new role that you're in, being an online student. All of you comes to the program, you've all completed an associate's degree in nursing. All of you have a registered nursing license. And we know that you have all the foundational skills that you need for being a good, well-prepared and a proficient nurse. And this program really is geared to take you to the next level, particularly when it comes to understanding concepts of nursing theory, nursing leadership and management, nursing research. These are all topics that are going to be touched on throughout the program, and we're going to be introducing many of these concepts in this class. And in the first week of class, you'll see and you will find where your reading assignments are if you are in the class, and if you navigate over to the lessons column, you will see that there is a list of 6 tabs, and each week's assignments are listed in those tabs. And this week you have 2 chapters of reading from your Culinary Nunnery textbook and 1 chapter from your Shelley and Miller, the Called to Care textbook. So you should have purchased these books already. Please refer to the information that you've been sent on how to access your textbooks. It's important for you to have your textbooks prior to class and prior to class starting each week. I highly recommend that you look at your book list, that you order your books through whatever bookseller you purchase them through. If you purchase them through Azusa or through an alternative site such as Amazon, there's many other booksellers out there. But a couple things to keep in mind is, one, make sure that you get the current edition of the book that you're ordering. Some of the books out there have multiple editions. Sometimes it's not going to be a really big issue, but in some book classes it really is a big issue. You're not going to be able to follow along, or you're going to be reading in incorrect chapters if you don't have that most current edition of the textbook. When in doubt, ask your instructor to see if that's an issue. Also, order your books early. Most booksellers will offer expedited shipping. In most cases, that is 2 or 3 days shipping, although sometimes that can be delayed. So order your books at least a good week in advance, because you want to make sure that you have those books prior to class starting. If you order your books, and if you happen to order them through a bookseller that offers standard shipping, you may not get them for a couple weeks, and you don't want to get in that bind. Another option, I know that this is what I do anymore. I personally order almost all of my books on my Amazon Kindle. Most of the books are available on Kindle. The cost factor is generally less, although for some of the textbooks in the course, particularly in nursing research and theory, not really much of a price break on the Kindle, but it does allow you to read your textbooks on your cell phone if you use a Kindle e-reader device, or if you have an iPad or some other tablet computer. It makes it very easy for you to read the books that way. That's how I do it personally, but everybody's different this way. Some people like to have that good hard copy of a book, and if that's how you order them, that is perfectly fine. It's okay to do that. The other book that is included in this course is the Zilm book. It is the Writing Essentials book, and I'll be talking about that more as we move forward. So this week we're going to be talking about, and you'll be discussing, your professional identity. What does it mean to be a professional nurse? What is the difference between an associate degree and a bachelor's degree in nursing? What is the real difference with that? Why is this even an endeavor that you would want to engage in? And then we're going to start a discussion on ethics as well. And in the Shelley and Miller book, the Called to Caring book, you're going to be reading one which is introducing this concept of nursing as a vocation versus a calling, and a deontological phenomenon. So that's going to be the reading. I'm going to leave it to your reading to really understand what some of those concepts are about. But know that every week in this class is set up exactly the same. By Wednesday, you're going to be expected to complete your initial response to a discussion question. The discussion questions are posted in class. This week, your discussion questions are going to be talking about your Strength Finders assessment. It was posted in the orientation course, and those of you that attended the orientation, you also got information on making sure that you can get your Strength Finders assessment. It doesn't take very long. It costs $10. It doesn't take very long to complete. But that assessment will give you a little bit about your leadership personality, and you'll be answering it as a question talking about your leadership personality. And then also there is a discussion question for you to do what I call your mini autobiography. Really just tell us a little bit about yourself. It's nice for us, and most of your instructors will have you do some semblance of that or some form of that, writing a little bit of bio in your class so that everybody can get to know you a little bit. You as a class are going to get to know each other very well. However, your instructors are going to be different throughout the course. You're going to see me, at least on the current schedule. I'm scheduled to teach in your cohort 3 times in the program. You'll have me for evidence-based practice and also for ethics at the very end. But you're going to have different instructors all throughout the program. So although I'm here to kind of get you off on the start, and I'll be wrapping you up at the end, having you a little bit in the middle, you're going to be getting a wide variety of experience from many different nurses with a variety of different backgrounds. So just be aware of that. So that's why posting those bios, it helps your instructors to know a little bit about you. We don't really talk too much among ourselves for a variety of confidentiality reasons. Whatever we talk about in class and any experience that I have with the class or with the student is pretty much confidential. We don't talk to each other a lot about a particularly any issues that we have. There's just not a lot of open information that way. That's not the way that our school operates. So we're a very supportive environment. We want to support you, and so one of the ways that we do that is to try not to bias each other by talking a lot about different cohorts or different students with the different instructors. So posting that information is important. So just be aware of that. Your initial response to the discussion question for the Strength Finders assessment and discussion of professional nursing is going to be due by Wednesday. Your initial discussion responses will always be due by Wednesday. You will then be responsible for reading the other students' responses in the discussion forums and then posting a response, a minimum of 2 responses given on different days of the week. And those are due by Sunday. That's what constitutes discussion. And the discussion is just like discussion in a regular classroom. That's what we're trying to emulate here. Is you're going to be participating in discussion, discussing just like we would be doing if we were having a roundtable discussion in a real classroom somewhere, with me at the head of the class, offering points of clarification, my own perspectives, and maybe guiding the discussion a little bit. So you're going to be seeing me participating in those discussions as well. Each week you will also have a assignment due, and again, those are listed in the syllabus and in the lessons tab. This week the only other assignment that you have due is you have a journal that's due, and you're going to see that by clicking on the weekly journal tab in the week 1 tab under lessons, and you'll see that you'll be writing a reflection. In this particular course, the journals are primarily a spiritual reflection, going along with the reading that you're doing in your call to care text and reflecting on some of these concepts of the Christian worldview that we have here at Azusa Pacific, and that is foundation of our nursing program. We realize that not everybody in course is Christian. Those that are Christian, there's many different faith traditions. Some of you don't have any faith traditions. Some of you are atheist or agnostic. Some of you come from backgrounds that are more akin to Eastern philosophies, and all of that is fine. We're not trying to convert anybody here. We're not trying to proselytize. All we're really trying to do is to say that we do have, however, a Christian foundation that we operate from, and that is what our nursing program is based upon. So we talk about the spiritual foundations of caring and the spiritual foundations of nursing, and that's really what we delve into here. And so there's wide variation, wide flexibility. You're not required to be of any particular religion or religious persuasion. The philosophy from Azusa Pacific as an institution is that we follow what's called the Wesleyan tradition. And in Christian theology, that means we really believe that everybody is created in God's image, and that includes those that do not believe in Him, and even people that don't believe in God, or people that have a negative view, have ideas that have an inherent worth, and an inherent worth that we all need to listen to. So that is. It's just a major part of our philosophy. So even though I'll be leading each week in prayer and I'll be offering prayers for everybody, please know that it's not meant to try to coerce or try to arm twist anybody into having a particular faith background. That is something that each instructor will be sharing their particular faith as we go through the course. You will be encouraged to share along as well. Just realize that is something that sets APU apart, and that is a basic foundation of our program. Please, as you have questions, feel free to post them to the questions forum. You'll see that there is a link for questions for your instructor, and so please feel free to post me questions anytime that you would like. You may also send me a message. Messages are, if you send a message through Sakai, then your messages will make sure that you check the little check box that says to send to your instructor's email as well. And of course, you can also send me information via my school email. I have to do all my communication with you through the school email. We can't use personal email. So if you do send me information, or if you do ask me questions through your personal email, I'll probably direct you back to your school APU account. I'll answer your question, but we'll encourage you to please send me emails through the school account. That's really more for accountability purposes. As a backup, I do have a personal email address that I will post as well, that if for some reason school email isn't working and you need to get a hold of me, I can give you a personal email as well. But really all of our course communication needs to be done through either school email or through the class itself. I'll be giving you guidance each week, letting you know what's coming up each week, but essentially for this week's, that is the primary goal here, is just to get some of that time management down, get your books, get your reading in, and take your first stab at answering a discussion question. I will be posting feedback along with you. Anytime that you want to meet with me, you see that there's a tab for virtual office hours. I meet with students we can meet via phone, but I really prefer to use Google Hangouts, or there's another tool we use called GoToMeeting. Those are both tools that we can use to meet as a group, or meet as a class, or meet individually, do a video connection. I personally live in Rosarito Beach, Mexico. At least most of the time I'm in Rosarito Beach. Sometimes you'll see me from my office in Yucaipa, where I also have a house and a small office. But really in the online world, we can meet anywhere that you have a computer and your webcam, or a cell phone with a webcam, and an internet connection. We can really communicate from anywhere. So your location isn't really that important. What's important is just your availability. And so as long as you're available to meet with me, I will be available to meet with you. Again, as you have questions, please feel free to post them. Please review your syllabus, review the discussions, review Sakai. And as you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. And I'll just start us some praise. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us together as a class. I pray that you be with us. Help us to just focus on what is important with our family, what is important in our lives, and to look for you to guide us in spirit, and look for you to guide us in doing the best work that we can, and doing the best that we can, because ultimately we know that this is all really just to bring a glory to you, and to bring a glory to your creation and to other people. Be with us this week. Help us to deal with the anxiety, help us to deal with any stress, and help us to always just be joyous. I always want us to be joyous in class, and help us to be a joyous week. So with that, I pray in your holy name, amen and amen. And as you, again, have any questions as we move forward, and you most certainly will, feel free to go ahead and post those questions. Always send me messages, and review the class often, review your emails often. So with that, enough of that. I look forward to participating along in class with you, being in class with you, and I will see you in the discussion forums.